it's easy to get sidetracked by all the gremlins, but it's really important to show up, be seen, own my story, write the ending.
This podcast encourages and empowers you to create your own unique real story, develop your own unique real statement, and discover your own unique real self. The power is yours. Good morning, Lesley Pyne. Previously, episode 887 of the 12-Minute Convos podcast. It's been just 3 years, 1 month, 24 days since we last recorded that conversation. That was then, this is now. Lesley, how are you doing today?
I'm great, thank you. Yes, it's a beautiful sunny day here in London, which is not usual. So yeah, why not?
That's
good
wonderful.
Day to be positive. Yeah.
That's wonderful. Now, the last time we spoke, support was the main theme, I would say, of the podcast in terms of how you support childless women. Mm-hmm. Tell me, how have things evolved?
Well, in that 3 years, I think I'm a different person now to who I was then. At the time, I was struggling with grief, and in the interim years, I've worked through it. And one of the main ways that I've worked through it is by writing and publishing a book called Finding Joy Beyond Childlessness.
How was that experience going through the writing of a book? I do understand. First of all, it's challenging to even say you've completed a book. Secondly, the process of the emotional journey that you have to carry through. So how was it for you?
I enjoyed it mostly, actually. It was the work that I didn't realize at the time, but it was the work that I needed to do to find my own joy. And it was discipline, and it was hard because I had to touch on some challenging subjects. But yeah, in the end, and I was so holding it in my hand was just really amazing, really incredible. Yeah.
So it's available on Amazon.
It is. Yes, worldwide Amazon. It's called Finding Joy Beyond Childlessness. Yeah.
That's wonderful. So you've not given up on how you are designed to share this message?
No, it's evolved. I'm not coaching now. I'm selling the book and blogging, writing in different ways to help to support childless women.
Now, we spoke about how necessary networking was. How has that evolved? Are you still networking the way you used to, or has that changed as well?
It has, like everything, like me, it's evolved. I have a small group of people, circle of friends, actually, business colleagues who have become friends, and particularly a small business club. And we've been together for 5 or 6 years now. And we offer, although we all do different things and we're all different ages, we offer each other unconditional support. So that's really, I wouldn't be there. It'd still work doing this without them. I know that.
Being the youngest of them all, I realized that your song, right? The song at 12 years old. And in that song, Rod Stewart, at the time, Sailing was the name of the song. Yeah. And he talks about being free and the things that he'll do to be free. I'm intrigued. Is that a topic or even a theme of your life that you've seen that has been consistent, where you are attempting to be free and ensure you have your freedom?
Oh, that's an interesting question. I hadn't thought of it in that way, but yes, I always think when you don't have children, you have freedom and flexibility, and some days it can be a gift, and other days it can be a crikey, what on earth do I do with that freedom? But yes, I think my quest, I guess, is to become the authentic, the true me. And yes, therein lies my freedom, I would say. Yes, absolutely.
What does that look like, though, the authenticity? It seems as though we have it as children, and then somewhere along the lines, it gets blurry, and then we have to do the work to find it again. Was it a similar process for you?
It has been, and I guess it still is, I think, isn't it? It's ongoing, I think, this process. But yes, yes, I feel more comfortable in my own skin now than I have been, and some of that has been through therapy. A huge bunch of it has been through yoga, and of course, writing the book has absolutely helped as well. So but you're right, it's stripping away those layers of Brené Brown calls it armor. So yeah, just getting rid of that to find what's underneath.
we are the only persons who have control of our own minds. Is that as well a battle that we have to wage to ensure that we're making the decisions that benefit us so that then we can help others?
Exactly. Yes, and we forget that, don't we? That we've got that econtrol. I think it's easy to forget it and go off into tangents of all sorts of different stories that we tell ourselves. But yeah, it's getting back to that one story that we are enough, and that's really important.
Self-sabotage is something that seems to pop up ever so often within ourselves. And then we go get married, right? Which puts another layer of scenarios that can occur where it's no longer just you moving forward, but now it's the team of the marriage. How has Roger, in the mix of things, how has he evolved as you've evolved?
We both do more of our own thing these days. Not that, and we do lots of things together, but I think we've both evolved into having more of our own hobbies, which makes our relationship stronger now because, we've got more to talk about, and rather than spending an awful lot of time together, which we do spend a lot of time together, but we also spend quite a bit more time apart. So he's just back from skiing, and I don't do that. So we've both evolved in different ways, but it's grown our relationship. I mean, we celebrated our 25th wedding anniversary last year, so things are working.
That's good. Yeah, when you play back how you said what you just said, and I don't do that. And just like getting me as well to get skiing, it just doesn't, from a logistics perspective, it just doesn't work. Why does the human body? No. On snow? No.
Exactly.
Well, the conversation of death is something that has popped up on the podcast because I had guests on and they're no longer alive. And archiving the voices of humanity is something that I'm playing forward into now. How do you interact with that conversation, that possibility that you could die today or tomorrow? Is it something in the background or in the forefront of your thoughts?
In the background, I think, actually. If I start to think about being older, being no parents and an only child and no children, it can get a bit depressing. So I'd rather keep my head in the sand, actually, to be fair, and concentrate on living my life now and enjoying it to the best of my ability.
Legacy must be something that comes up as well. But yeah. I've seen so many individuals that have been able to not have children and 10x, if not 100x, the ability to set legacy. Yeah. How do you set that up? What's your plan for that?
Well, I've got my book, which is in the British Library here and various libraries here in the American Library of Congress. And as far as I know, it'll be available for a long time. So that, for me, that's a huge thing. And, that's about being remembered for making a small difference to people, friends, family, and those you come in contact with. I think that's what's important to me.
Well, my friend, you've touched a young man's voice and ears in Trinidad and Tobago, which is great. And I think it's really marvelous that we have this opportunity, as well as the honor I have to archive your voice. So thank you for that. Thank you for investing your time to be here and to share.
Thank you for talking to me. It's been great.
Yeah, to share with everyone that's listening. It's both motivational and inspirational. You've not given up. You've continued to be a businesswoman in the midst of things.
Yeah, that's right. Up. Yes. How much longer that continues, I don't know. But for now, that's me. Yes.
Yeah, so well done. So, my friend, I do thank you for passing by. In closing, is there anything else you'd like to share with our amazing audience?
I would just say that the importance of showing up and owning your own story. It's easy to get, as we were talking about, those stories in our head, and it's easy to get sidetracked by all the gremlins. But it's really important to, some words that I try to live by. I show up, be seen, own my story, write the ending. So, yeah.
Lesley Pyne, folks. Lesley, again, a pleasure, a treasure. Thank you for being on What is Inspired by 12-Minute Convos with Angel Jones. This podcast is produced by Pod Edits. Visit podedits.com for professional podcast publishing.